Chargers Now is presented by PrizePicks. Get $50 when you play your first $5 entry with code HMA. I'm host Will Ortner, and it's finally here. The Chargers schedule has been released. We know every opponent, where and when they are going to play them in the year of 2026. Going to be a lot of fun, really exciting schedule. Now, I think there is a little bit of a mini gauntlet in there for the Chargers, but if Jim Harbaugh and the rest of that crew, they're on top of their stuff, I like the positioning that they are going to be in. This is why you subscribe to the channel. The minute that the schedule is out, we made sure that we started getting to work, and we got a video out to you that you did not want to miss. So that's why you subscribe, and you have your notifications turned on. You have those noties turned on. You're going to get an alert, and we'll be able to make sure that we get that video out to you. You get that alert. You make sure that you never miss any Chargers stuff. All right, week one, let's talk about it. Arizona Cardinals, that should be a victory. Nice, easy way to start off the year at home in SoFi, able to take on the Cardinals, and they're the worst team in the NFC. They might be the worst team in the National Football League. Going to beat the brakes off of them. Taking on the week two opponent, of course, is the Las Vegas Raiders. That's going to be at home as well. Get to stay at home first 2 weeks, plus you play probably the two easiest games on the schedule between the Cardinals and Raiders. Raiders will be better. Not that much better. That should be a fairly easy victory for the Los Angeles Chargers. Week three against the Buffalo Bills. Now, this is a game I want to take a little bit of a deeper look at because in my personal opinion, when you look at this team in Buffalo, this is going to be the first real test for the Chargers. Josh Allen is legit now, and I know that the Buffalo Bills last year were kind of really up and down. I think that defense might end up being just a little bit better than last year. And Josh Allen knows what he needs to do to win football games. James Cook is a really freaking good running back. And this is going to be the first test for Chris O'Leary and that Chargers defense. Is he going to be able to live up to the task? Well, we'll find out on September 27th. Week four, you're going to take on the Seahawks. Now, this is a tough game. One, because they're defending Super Bowl champions. But two, you have a head coach over there, Mike McDaniel, who really is the creator of the defense that Chris O'Leary is going to try and run. And he's actually had a lot of success against a Mike McDaniel style of offense, which, of course, comes from the Kyle Shanahan tree. That's why the Seahawks ended up hiring Mike McDaniel to be their head coach. Now, what'll be interesting about this is when you look at that matchup, are the Chargers going to be able to go into Seattle and if the weather is nice, take care of business? If the weather isn't awesome, which it can be from time to time in Seattle, how does that affect a team that's used to playing in LA and in a dome? Now, it is important to say October 4th probably should be fairly decent weather. I told you there was a mini gauntlet. This is where it is because you go Bills, you go Seahawks, and then you go Broncos. Now, this is a home game against the Denver Broncos. A very good team. Obviously, Chargers really going to have to buckle down, get after Bo Nix, make his life uncomfortable, see how he handles coming off that ankle injury. Week 6, Kansas City Chiefs. Another good game. Really interested to see where Patrick Mahomes is at this point in his recovery. Now, by week 6, October 18th, Patrick Mahomes should be back to pretty close to normal. Will he be 100%? That's a different question. And this is definitely a game that I think most Chargers fans, myself included, would have rather had earlier in the season. Like, if there's a chance to play Justin Fields, you want to play Justin Fields, not Patrick Mahomes. Can the Chargers still win that game? Of course. Week 7, we've got a bye week, and I do love that for the Los Angeles Chargers because you go on that mini 3-game gauntlet. I'm not going to count the Chiefs into it, saying that it's a 4-game big stretch there, but really 3 difficult games. Then week 7, you get the bye. Let yourself rest, recover before you go on and take the Los Angeles Rams on. Now, this is a very long drive to the other side of the away locker room, taking on the Rams. Going to be down in SoFi, starting off November the right way. Going to be a fun matchup. Could eventually be a Super Bowl preview. Now, we got more to get into here on today's video, but first, I got to let you know that today's show is made possible by our friends at SeatGeek. When it's time to get out of the house, there's not many better options right now than a ball game. And with SeatGeek being MLB's official ticket marketplace, your tickets are fully guaranteed and instantly fulfilled in your account after purchase. Now, here's what's fun with the schedule being out. You can go to SeatGeek and go and look for some Chargers tickets right now. Go and try and find the game that you are most excited to see. But maybe you want to get out of the house a little bit early before football season starts. Right now, the special lady friend and me, we love going to baseball games. We're looking at a Rangers-Astros matchup here at the end of May. Going to be sitting in the bleachers trying to catch a home run ball if we can. We're always looking for those green dots just as much as we're looking for those glizzies and adult beverages. Whether it's a Chargers game with a special lady friend or a co-Wetzel concert with the boys, SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good. Red means bad. And of course, I have a code for you guys. You can use code CHAT10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code CHAT10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you, SeatGeek. Back to the schedule. Week 9, taking on the Houston Texans. That's going to be a fun matchup there. Two really defensive-minded coaches. At least I hope Chris O'Leary has put himself into a spot where he can be a defensive-minded coach there. Going to be a fun, gritty, physical matchup. We got a Jim Harbaugh revenge game because Jesse Minter, he doesn't return to town, but you get to take on the Baltimore Ravens on Monday Night Football. Now, this is a weird student becomes the master, master becomes the, I don't even know what you want to say. It's student versus master, Jim Harbaugh obviously being the master versus the student, that is Jesse Minter. And then you get, again, student versus the master, Jesse Minter being the master and the student being Chris O'Leary. Fun game, really excited. Knew it was going to be a Monday night game or at least a primetime standalone. Very excited to see how this Chargers team handles their old defensive coordinator. Week 11, we're going to have the Jets in town. And that's about all I really want to talk about that game because New York, well, they're not really freaking all that good. Next, week 12, Patriots, Sunday Night Football, rematch of that AFC wild card game. First game that we actually got to do here at Chargers Now. Really fun, by the way. I think that'll be an interesting matchup. Where are the Patriots at that point in the year? Where's Mike Vrabel at, to be honest with you? Where's Drake May at? What's that team look like? Could be very interesting. Might not be as difficult of a game as it looks right now on paper. Week 13, taking on the Buccaneers. This is going to depend on the health of one Baker Mayfield. If Baker Mayfield is healthy, well then that Buccaneers game is going to be difficult. If he's not healthy, I kind of feel like the Chargers are going to be able to take care of business easy. I think the Chargers beat him no matter what, but it will be interesting. What game are you most excited for? Let us know down below in the comment section. Maybe it's the return of Patrick Mahomes to SoFi. Maybe it's taking on the Rams in an away game that isn't really an away game. Maybe it's Monday Night Football against the Baltimore Ravens, a Harbaugh revenge against his former student. Maybe it's just anytime you get to beat up on the Raiders. Maybe it's taking on the Super Bowl defending champion Seattle Seahawks. Let me know what your opinion is down below in the comment section. Very interested to see what Charger Nation is looking forward to. Speaking of nations, Raider Nation going on the road, taking on Las Vegas week 14. Definitely think that the Chargers are going to be able to sweep the Raiders. And anything less than that is a big, big disappointment for this team. And I don't see a reason why the Raiders should have a victory over the Chargers, barring some sort of big, bad injury. Week 15, taking on the San Francisco 49ers, Thursday Night Football. This is like a best-case scenario other than playing the Rams on Thursday Night Football just because the travel isn't all that bad. Plus, I know it is a home game, but if you're going to have one of those situations where you have to have a quick turnaround, you'd rather have it one at home, and if you did have to be on the road, it'd be a quick, easy jaunt over there. Where are the San Francisco 49ers going to be at that point in the season? That'll be something very interesting to tell. That's a team that's really old, and they've been beat up. A lot of their stars haven't made it through every single season. Will they make it through the season there? Want to make sure everyone knows that is a home game. Week 16 against the Miami Dolphins. Interesting. Where are the Dolphins at that point? Have they given up, or have they actually started packing their bags? Are they planning where their postseason is going to be spent? Because it isn't going to be in the playoffs. Are they going to be in Cancun? Are they going to be in Galveston? Are they maybe even going to be just hanging out in Miami? There's a lot of players on that Dolphins team that will be looking to figure out what they're going to be doing later on. Week 17 against the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes will be ready to go. And I really think this is where the playoff starts for the Los Angeles Chargers. Because week 17, that Kansas City team, they're going to be in the conversation for a wild card spot. That's just a fact. Even if Mahomes takes a little bit longer to get ready to go, that is going to be a game that we are talking about with playoff implications. You get to have it at home, which is nice. Chargers got to find a way to take care of business against KC. And then week 18 against the Broncos. Now, I would like to hope that this isn't just a playoff implication game. I would like to hope that this game for the Chargers is a number one seed in the AFC implication type of a game. I would like to hope that the Chargers are putting themselves in a position where, hey, they're potentially getting a bye. Will they get that? Will they be in that spot? I don't know. But it is really, to me, the second playoff game for the Chargers, even though you're still talking about week 17 and 18. I do think at the end of the day, this is a great schedule for the Chargers because you have a lot of games that are build-ups to what the Chargers are going to need to be doing, right? Because you don't want just a complete lackadaisical, super easy schedule. Then you're not going to be ready for the postseason. But at the same time, you don't want to have a schedule where you really got to battle it out, right? And so to me, this is a great schedule for LA. We've got more to talk about, but I got to let you know that today's show is made possible by PrizePicks. And here's the fun thing about PrizePicks. I've got a lineup for the entire season. On my lineup, Justin Herbert more on his pass yards. Why? I think that this offense is going to be much improved in Los Angeles. In my personal opinion, that will lead to the ability for Justin Herbert to get more passing opportunities and get more passing yards. That's why I think he's going to have more on his pass yards. Quentin Johnston, with an improved offense that I am expecting, that will allow him to have more opportunities, in theory, to get more receptions and potentially get more receiving TDs. That is why I have Quentin Johnston more on his receiving touchdowns. Rashid Shaheed, to cap it off, in my opinion, more on his receiving yards. He joined Seattle in the middle of the year. This is going to allow him to gel in the offseason and get more on his receiving yards. He's going to be more comfortable in that offense, I believe. Play alongside all of us at Chat Sports. Get $50 when you play your first $5 entry with code HMA. Link is also available in the comments and description of today's video. Here's the complete schedule for the Los Angeles Chargers, part uno. Week 1, they're taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Week 2 against the Las Vegas Raiders. That should be a 2-0 start to the season. Now, I do think when you look at week 3 and week 4 on the road against the Bills and the Seahawks, that's a more difficult road to hoe, but I could see a world where, the Chargers end up coming out of that essentially 2-2, and that is about baseline. If they come out of it 3-1, that's a gigantic victory for this team. Weeks 5 and week 6 at home against the Broncos, on the road against the Chiefs, going right into that bye week in week 7. A little bit earlier than you'd like, but it is what it is. You get to have the bye week going into that Rams game on week 8. Excited to see what this Chargers team can do in the Battle of LA. Week 9 against the Texans, that's going to be a gritty defensive battle. Can you come out on top? Ravens, Monday Night Football, week 10 game on the road. Chargers got to find a way to get a victory there. Against the Jets at home, Patriots at home should at least dominate the Jets. Patriots game, a little more interesting. Still think it should be a victory. On the road against the Buccaneers, should be a victory there. On the road against the Raiders, come on now, that should be a dub. Thursday Night Football against the 49ers at home. That's a fun matchup there. Dolphins on the road should be a victory. Chiefs at home, and then finishing off the year on the road against the Broncos. Final 2 games to me are essentially postseason matchups. Do you like this schedule? Let me know down below in the comment section if you like this schedule for the Los Angeles Chargers. It's a little bit of a different schedule, but just let me know what your personal opinion is. Make sure that you turn on your notifications. You don't want to miss any time that we have a video here on the channel. And as always, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers. You don't want to miss out on anything that we are doing. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video. Make sure that you bolt up.